Among the many surprises hidden in the history of Christianity, one fact often confuses travelers, students, and even practicing Catholics. St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City is not a cathedral. At first glance, this seems impossible. St. Peter's is the most famous church in the world. It is enormous, historically central to Roman Catholicism, and the site of papal ceremonies watched by millions. If any church should be a cathedral, surely it would be this one. Yet, technically and canonically, it is not. To understand why, we must explore the meanings of three church titles that are often confused: cathedral, basilica, and minor basilica. The word cathedral comes from the Latin cathedra, meaning chair or seat. In Christian tradition, the cathedra is the official chair of a bishop. It symbolizes the bishop's authority to teach, govern, and lead the faithful in a particular region called a diocese. A cathedral, therefore, is the principal church of a diocese where the bishop's official seat is located. This means a church becomes a cathedral not because of its size, beauty, age, or fame, but because it houses the bishop's chair. The Pope is the Bishop of Rome. Therefore, the Pope must also have a cathedral, a church containing his episcopal seat. Most people assume this is St. Peter's Basilica. However, the Pope's actual cathedral is the Archbasilica of St. John Lateran. This church, located in Rome, is the true cathedral of the Diocese of Rome. Above its entrance is an inscription declaring it mother and head of all the churches of the city and the world. St. Peter's is a basilica, specifically one of the four major basilicas of the Catholic Church. It is built over the traditional tomb of St. Peter, one of the 12 apostles, and considered the first pope. The church has immense spiritual importance because it is associated with St. Peter. It is located in Vatican City. It hosts many papal ceremonies. It is one of Christianity's holiest pilgrimage destinations. Yet none of these characteristics make it a cathedral. Its status comes from another category entirely: the basilica. Originally, the term basilica had nothing to do with Christianity. In ancient Rome, a basilica was a large public building used for law courts, public assemblies, business transactions, imperial ceremonies. When Christianity became legal in the 4th century under Emperor Constantine, Christians adopted the basilica form for worship because it could accommodate large congregations. Over time, the word basilica evolved from an architectural term into an honorary ecclesiastical title. Today, a basilica is a church granted special privileges and recognition by the Pope because of its historical, spiritual, liturgical, or architectural significance. Unlike a cathedral, a basilica does not depend on a bishop's seat. There can be major and minor basilicas. There are only 4 major basilicas in the world, all located in Rome: St. Peter's Basilica, St. John Lateran, St. Paul, outside the walls, and St. Mary Major. These churches possess special ceremonial privileges and direct association with the Pope. A minor basilica is a church given honorary status by the Pope because of exceptional importance. A church may become a minor basilica because of historical significance, connection to saints, importance as a pilgrimage site, architectural beauty, or spiritual influence. There are more than 1,800 minor basilicas worldwide. So, can a church be both cathedral and basilica? Yes. For example, St. John Lateran is a cathedral and a major basilica. Some diocesan cathedrals have also been named minor basilicas. When this happens, cathedral describes the church's role Basilica describes its honorary status. These titles do not compete with each other because they refer to different things. In conclusion, St. Peter's Basilica is not a cathedral because a cathedral is defined by the presence of a bishop's official seat. The confusion arises because St. Peter's is the most famous church in the world, the spiritual heart of Vatican ceremonies, and one of the four major basilicas of Catholicism. Understanding the distinction between cathedrals and basilicas reveals how the Catholic Church organizes authority and honors sacred places.